Welcome back to Kings Canyon. I'm Cliff and I'll be your jump master for today's Apex Legends news update show.
Follow me.
I don't concern myself with the ambitions of insects.
The hunt begins.
You are the Apex champions.
Hello Internet, you all may be wondering who I am and what happened with Tyler. Well, no need to freak out, you're not going crazy. My name is Cliff and I've been helping Tyler produce the content on all of his channels for the past 2 years. And while the funny, lovable man you all come to for content goodness is on a trip to Japan, I'm taking over this news video. So let's jump right into the news. Season 1 is here and it's here to stay for the next 12 weeks until we get into the hot summer months and everybody's out there begging for a new season and content for a valid excuse just to stay inside and away from the heat. If you thought that we'd gotten all of our new updates when the battle pass came out and this game is gonna stay the way that it is right now for the next 12 weeks until the next season, then really? You thought that? But honestly, it's looking like we're going to be getting a lot more content in the coming weeks. This game has been updated twice since the launch of Season 1, and Respawn is finally addressing issues in the community that everybody has been complaining about. First, for all the PC players out there who had been crashing continuously since Apex's launch, may have noticed a slight reduction in the number of those crashes. During the Season 1 update, Respawn included an easier way to report the crashing that has been plaguing the community. With the help of all these reports, they could more easily find and squash the nasty bugs causing all the issues in the first place. They phrased it like this: imagine you've got thousands of robots tasked with painting different parts of an entire city, where each robot is given one of a dozen colors to paint. Occasionally, somebody complains that one of the rooms that was supposed to be red has some blue on the wall, but they don't tell you which room. Based on that information, your job is to go fix it. The new system now actually tells developers which room was painted wrong, and poof, the bugs are fixed. Apparently, this fix here has reduced the daily crash rate for PC players by 90%. I can tell you that the other 10% might come from players playing on the same network. For whatever reason, when we're trying to record Apex footage here at the office, we always end up crashing after the third game when we play together. I guess we should find out which room this robot bug has been making a mockery of so we can play some Apex in peace. Anyway, Respawn also decided to give us a quick little check-in on the 27th, where they included some more information about updates, bug fixes, and potential leaks for the future. First, they reminded us that the XP bonus for Legend survival time would be doubling to 50k. This is an honestly weird system, so let me try and break it down really quick. In an effort to get more players to try out more champions, they've included a stat that measures your survival time for each legend. The more survival time you have on more legends means the higher the bonus you'll get for the battle pass experience, which, let's be honest, is kind of needed based off of how grindy the leveling system is. So every week the cap will increase by 25k and eventually it'll cap out at 250k, and so that's a lot of survival time for all of the champions. Next, they told us that in the last patch they promised that players could cap their frames per second, or FPS, at 300 instead of the default 144 FPS. This introduced some bug that made your FPS not actually go above 144. So yeah, the next patch hopes to fix that and actually give you that 300 FPS that you're looking for. The last thing of importance on this Respawn check-in is a confirmation that hitboxes in the game are whack, and all those shots that you've been connecting are real and you deserve to be a champion. They noted, after investigating on our end, we were able to confirm that there is an issue regarding hitboxes around Legend's arms and upper bodies. This is why you would see a shot appear to connect but not always register damage. To give you an example of what this looks like, check out this video. You can clearly see the blood splatter and everything when the bullet connects, but the player doesn't take any damage. The newest update will hopefully address some of these issues, but they said that they're going to need you to do a lot more reporting and to continue to share clips like this so that you can help solve this issue completely. So there you have it for the updates that are confirmed for the game. But what about not confirmed for the game? Now this is the part of the video where I'll be doing a bunch of speculating on upcoming Apex Legends updates that have been rumored and leaked all throughout the internet, and we were right about Octane, so there's no reason you shouldn't believe us when we're talking about updates and leaks. So let's talk about dragons coming to the game. No, seriously, the next big update will be a live event that involves dragons and flyers soaring through the skies of King Canyon and doing, well, we don't actually know what they're gonna be doing. I suppose this is why you call this speculation, but come on, hear me out. I hope you've all got your game theory pants on, because today we're diving deep into some hidden messages and clues that confirm that dragons and chaos are definitely coming to the game in a huge event. We all know that there will be events coming to Apex during Season 1, because Ashley Reed from EA wrote in a blog saying that we drop these massive packs of content regularly throughout the year, and each season brings new legends, fresh loot, and special events that change the games. But what makes me so sure that the next special event will be dragons? It all starts with a seemingly normal promotional picture for Apex Legends Season 1, but really it's a hidden clue to the doom of us all. See, if we take this image and wash out all that nasty octane red and turn it into a nice picture that looks like an early 1900s printed photo, you can see two huge leviathans inside the map. Oh, you don't know what the leviathans are? They're those two space camels out in the middle of the sea around Kings Canyon. But why are they out there keeping a relatively safe distance from the island? Well, that's because this thing here, the repulsor. Bet you only thought it was just a fun little name like Lazy Links. No, this bad boy is what's keeping those AT-ATs and who knows what off of our island. If we take one more look at that picture, you can see a tower collapsed, leaning on a mountain, meaning that somehow the actual repulsor falls down in what can only be an epic, larger-than-life event where the island's only defense system breaks and we see these two giant walkers coming towards the island, stomping on literally everything, thus destroying the entire right side of the island and creating our first map-changing event of Apex Legends. But Cliff, you promised us dragons. Where are the dragons? Well, internet, with that repulsor hitting the dust, we're gonna let in all kinds of creatures into Kings Canyon. If you were paying attention during the Season 1 trailer, you would have already seen live confirmation of a sky full of dragons. At 29 seconds in to the trailer, you'll see an awesome shot of Bangalore sliding down a cliff and one-shotting enemies in Skulltown, and she reloads her gun, and you're like, oh wow, that's totally unrealistic, but cool. Ooh, an airdrop, nice. Then there's some big old text that says battle pass and slams onto the screen, and boom, you've already missed it. You've missed it. If you pause right before the airdrop lands, there you have it. You can see a sky full of dragons. See, I told you there would be dragons. I mean, honestly, with Game of Thrones gearing up to be the biggest television event in history during the first season, everyone is going to be completely obsessed with dragons. Now, what those dragons and space camels will actually do to affect gameplay is just more speculation. My guess is that if you use the balloons during the game, you might run the risk of getting swooped away by the dragons, thus separating you from your squad. Or maybe they'll come down and pick up players who are bleeding out, take them out of the initial harm's way, but also dropping them in the middle of nowhere on the map. I'd love to know what you think an infected Kings Canyon would actually do to the gameplay. Now, at the start of the video, I mentioned that I had some juicy new information regarding a new legend. And if you've made it this far into the video voiced by a complete stranger, then thank you. But we get this information from a leaked oopsie that came to the fault of Sony. On the PlayStation site for Apex Legends, they have a short section here dedicated to Season 1, The Wild Frontier, with that promotional image we just dove into a few minutes ago. Now, let's dive into this text, because they said, new legends and loot. 2 new characters will launch over the course of the season, but in the meantime, look out for a new weapon set to launch as the season progresses. This was huge for all of us speculating on the game, because for a while we didn't know how many new legends they'd be adding to the game each season. For all we knew, we just figured that Octane might have been the only new thing for the next couple months. But Sony let us know that there would be 2 new characters released during the season. Since the leak was noticed, they've now changed the wording to a new character will launch during the season, which still seems to indicate that we'll be getting another legend during the season, but not really soon. I feel like they would need something big to introduce a new character. I feel like they'd need it to happen halfway through the season to keep things fresh, and I feel like that character needs to have some kind of meaning in a larger event. If you haven't caught on to what I'm saying, the new character is going to launch with the big dragon event. I just described it to you guys all, obviously. Mark my words, because Wattson is going to be your next legend. This electrician is hired to help repair the repulsor, and I guess fight to be the champion in the meantime until the next season launches, and then it'll be magically repaired. As an electrician, I think it's obvious that this new legend will have electric abilities. My guess is that she'll be a hard counter to Pathfinder, and probably have some kind of EMP ultimate to shut down other Legends abilities for a short time. This character has been in the game for a while now, having shown up in the original newspaper, the game's deep dive gameplay trailer, and she also has 2 guns present in the game right now. One of them was actually used in that Bangalore scene we broke down earlier. That one scene was created with so much purpose because not only does it introduce the flyers and the dragons in the sky, but it also gives us a hint at the new legend who would be releasing around that time. Our final bit of speculation involves the next gun that will be hitting the battlefield this season. This is of course the L-Star, which has been rumored for some time as data miners have done their usual digging and found a lot of stats surrounding this gun. Even though Respawn specifically told us not to look into data mining too much, we can at least have some fun with this one. It's all in good fun, honestly. The L-Star was first officially teased during the in-game news pictures of Wraith holding a gun that has not been introduced to the game yet. Not only was this pictured there, but many people are saying that in that very scene with the Bangalore and the dragons that I know you all are so tired of hearing me talk about, actually has people shooting her with this very gun. Now, I looked back and couldn't find anything compelling, even going frame by frame. However, I can tell you that there are a lot of screenshots out there that look very promising. That is looking like a very polished weapon that is just waiting for the right time to change the game up. So yeah, it's looking like we're gonna get another LMG in the game, which is great because honestly, I'm awful at this game and I need as many bullets as I can to do damage on my enemies with my terrible accuracy. It'll be nice to have another option besides the Spitfire and the Devotion to spray and pray with. Well, that's it. We've made it through an entire Apex news video together. We're gonna get updates to hitboxes, we're gonna get updates for crashes, and we're gonna get all sorts of other updates, and then we're gonna get the Dragon event. We're gonna get new champions. We're gonna get new guns. This is so fun. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up and maybe even consider subscribing and hitting that bell. And if you didn't like this video, then write in the comments, we want Tyler back. And until next time, stay awesome, fam.